back at it. Another TikToking episode here. Tonight's going to be another scenario. The question I will be asking people is, if you woke up held captive, let's say it's 1600s, in front of a king, and the only way he'll release you is to impress him, what will you do? Let's see how this goes.
Yeah,
How's it going?
it's going, bud.
Good.
What do you got going on over there?
So I run a podcast network, and I come on here and I ask people random scenarios, and I get the responses, and then I make a full episode out of it. Are you interested?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So you wake up, it's like 1600s, and you're held captive in front of a king. What would you do to impress him?
Off with your head.
No, one more time. I heard it. All right. What would I do to impress him? Honestly, I'm gonna have to reach for a sword, and use that motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. Use the sword and show him like what I'm capable of doing with it, and then
Okay.
after that, probably like respect him, and me and him could be like, you know, cool and everything. Maybe
Yeah.
I could be in the house, cool, and yeah, you know where I'm getting, man. So
Yeah. So would you want to be like one of his right-hand men?
yeah, man.
You want to be like a right-hand knight kind of thing, like his next in kin or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna be running everything. They gonna come to me. I'm gonna be running everything, bro. I'm gonna have the throne. So all of that's gonna be mine.
Okay. I like that. That's a good answer, man.
Gold, everything. I want it all.
Right on, man. I appreciate your answer, man. I'm going to give you a follow because you answered my question.
All right, man. I'm falling back.
All right. How's it going?
What happened?
How's it going?
How's it going? Good. You want to do a battle?
Sure, why not?
Let's get this battle going here.
I host a podcast network, so I'm going live and I'm asking people questions. Do you want to answer my question?
Sure.
All right. So if you woke up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
I have no clue.
Nothing? You got nothing.
No, nothing.
You can't like tap dance or draw or
I'll probably draw.
draw? You good at drawing? I think I would I don't know. I'm pretty good at drawing too. I could probably I'm not a good dancer. I think drawing would probably be the only thing I could do. That or like grab his sword and kill a couple of his knights just to prove myself.
So let me get my specs on so you a drawing I did.
All right.
So I have a YouTube channel, and if you go to my YouTube, it's right here. If you can see it.
I cannot see that. What does this say?
So my YouTube channel is my name, Xavier Vigil, and if you go to it, there's a video that shows you my drawing I drew.
Actually, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you draw that on the Switch?
No,
Okay.
I seen it from a video like a long time ago, and I
All right.
just remembered it in my head, and I drew it. And then I
Okay.
went back to that video, and the only thing I messed up was the hands. And
Yeah,
it was
I
a good
thought-
drawing.
Yeah, hands are tough though. I mean, I'm okay at hands, but it's hit and miss.
Yep, the hands are the tough ones.
Yeah, I hear you. What's your YouTube channel? You said it's just Xavier.
Yeah, if you go to my TikTok, there's my YouTube and my Insta.
Okay, I'll check it out, man. And I like I said, I host a podcast network, so I've got like 16 podcasts, and this is something that I convert into podcasts. You want to answer a question, Mr. Tibb? Sure. Why don't you answer the same question? Let's see what he has to say. If you were in front of a knight in the 1600s, what would you do to impress him? Sorry, there's somebody in the lives here.
Yeah, I only have like 0.
Let's see what they
Someone
say.
here just from yesterday that joined.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure who Mr. Tib is, but I appreciate you. I would start twerking at 100 velicity. What the hell's velicity? I don't know if a king would be impressed by somebody twerking. To be honest, he'd probably just say off with their head. Xavier, I appreciate you, man. We'll be in touch. And until next time, I'll see you around. Thanks for answering the question.
See ya. And you're
Happy
welcome.
holidays.
You too.
Hello, how's it going?
What's up?
Not much. I run a podcast channel. Would you be interested in answering a question?
Yeah.
All right. So if you woke up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Well, it would depend. If I was back then in the 1900s, I mean, speaking now, me myself now in 2024, I would rap to him saying, but back then, I don't know probably what I would do in the mindset of me being in the 1600s.
Right. I feel like you'd still be able to rap though, because you would still have like the.
No, it depends though. That might have not been my thing. If we're talking about, you gotta do that question a little more like,
So
because in
the question is
1600,
if you woke up in the 1600s. So like, let's say it was today, and then you just happen to wake up in the 1600s held captive. So you could still rap.
oh, okay, you saying me as myself?
Yeah.
Oh
You.
yeah, I'm a rap.
Okay. So is that what you do?
I want to rap. I want to
Okay.
sing. I might sing some Adele or some shit. You know, like the stuff that got the world on the top. I don't know, some Boy Davy. I don't know.
Let's see. If I was gonna rap, I would probably get beheaded immediately.
Oh, you know, I probably would sing like a Lady Gaga song.
Okay.
Like,
All right. That's good.
like a song, cause you know back then they didn't have nothing.
No, exactly. So I mean, anything, especially if you're rapping back in the 1600s, you're gonna be impressed, dude. Anyways.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you answering the question, man. I gave you a follow. What I do is I take these answers and I make a full-on podcast episode out of it.
Oh, I followed you too. I like that.
I appreciate that. So I come on here a couple nights a week. I do a different scenario, and whoever pops on and answers the questions, I follow them, and then I post a full the episode on here.
Okay, that's what's up.
So I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna. You have good holidays.
All right, ZLATA, Zalatus Dubois. I'm out.
Teacher. Habsi Ay,
How are you?
English. Pardon.
Welcome to you in my channel.
Hey, so I run a podcast network, and each time I go live, I come up with a different scenario when I ask people a question. And if they answer it, they get to go on my podcast episode. Are you interested?
Whew, yo, chat, we interested in this? What type of scenarios?
All right, so you wake up in the 1600s and you're held captive in front of a king. What would you do to impress him?
In the 1600s,
Right,
and I woke up in front of the king.
right.
What is the first thing that I would start doing?
Yeah, what would you do to impress the king?
Man, I don't know, man. I think I'd have to go with something comedy, start dancing like the old school Joker or something. like a jester, man. I'd take my shirt off. I'd start shaking my belly.
You know, see, that's probably the way I would go, except I feel like I'd get beheaded within a few minutes.
Oh, for sure. As soon as you took your shirt off, you're getting hit. As soon as your shirt came off.
I don't even know if I'd get held captive. They'd probably be like, that ginger ass just needs to go.
Yeah, and I mean, if that didn't work, I'd be down on my hands and knees, kissing his feet and washing his feet. Other than that, I don't know.
I had a guy tell me he'd rap, but he's like, in the 1600s they didn't rap. I said, no, if you woke up in the 1600s, rapping might actually work for you. I don't know.
They haven't heard of it back then.
Right, exactly.
I start rapping some Biggie and Tupac.
I think the only thing that I'd have going for me is I'm artistic. I could probably draw for him, but that'd be about it. I don't know if he'd be
What would you draw? What would be the first thing you drew?
I'd probably draw like a skyscraper, something you've never seen before.
Okay. That's what you got to do. Something they haven't seen because we're from the future. We got to do something like that. I would tell them I'm Luke Combs. That's what I would tell them. I would introduce myself as Luke Combs and start singing and dancing.
One of his songs would be like, and neighbors say you're him.
Yep. I would sing I came in like a hurricane.
I love it, man. It's perfect.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, I'm going to give you a follow. I appreciate your response. Like I said, what I do is I go on here, I get responses from people, and then I make a full podcast episode out of it. So,
Hell yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
yeah, happy holidays.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. I'm doing good. How about
Right
you?
on. Hey, good. So I run a podcast network called JG's Lounge, and I like to do these lives where I ask people random scenarios, and then I make a full podcast episode out of it. You want to answer my question?
Sure.
So if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Oh, shit. Riz him up.
Riz him up. See, I don't even know what the hell Riz means.
I'd riz him up. As someone in my chat said, I'd burp my ABCs.
I'd burp my ABCs. In the 1600s, I don't even know what the fuck the king knew what the ABCs were. Most likely, you can't even read.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
All right. Okay. That's fair. I see. For me, I'd either draw or I would take his sword and like maybe kill a few of his knights just to show my worth.
I'd bring him a dragon.
Bring him a drag. You could probably dance as a pickle too. That'd work.
Yeah. Some little dance moves here and there. You're welcome in.
So the only thing I would have going for me is either drawing. I'm decent at drawing, or maybe, like I said, take a sword and kill a few of his guards and take their place.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking like that.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the scenarios, man, to see kind of where people's minds are. I do this show called TikToking, and I create a whole podcast episode out of people's answers. So I appreciate you even giving it a shot. So thank you.
Of course.
All right, man. Hey, I gave you a follow because you answered the question. I'm going to keep going. I like to get 12 to 15 answers and then call it a night. So I appreciate you. Happy holidays.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, happy New Year's and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good. Hey, so I run a podcast channel called JG's Lounge. I come on here and I ask people a scenario-based question, and then I make a full episode. Are you interested?
Sorry. Go ahead.
If you were to wake up in the 1600s held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Probably give him a head.
Give him a head, like just a human head?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, actually, you got it.
Okay. How would you have how would you have gotten the head? Would you behead him, or would you behead his knight, or
All right, let me
somebody
answer.
else?
I was messing with you before. So you said in 1600s, if I wake up in front of a king, right?
Right. And you were held captive, what would you do to impress him?
What will I do to impress him?
Uh-huh.
Let me think about it. Anybody in the chat wants to answer for me? But let me think about it in the meantime. To be honest, I will say, because at this point, because let's say if I woke up in 1600s, I still have a knowledge of the future.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this one, and I'm going to tell him about the future, and a little bit of innovation stuff. What I've learned so far, what I've done in the future, what I've seen in the future, and
Right.
that might have helped him out, and that might have impressed him.
Yeah, and see, for me, I had a similar, I'm artistic. I'm pretty good at drawing, so I'd probably draw skyscrapers or like more modern day buildings and stuff. Something that he would be like, "Oh my god, I've never seen that before." So that's probably what I would do.
All right.
I've heard people
that's,
say,
that's smart because at that point, building a skyscraper in front of a king, you'd be like, "What the hell is that?" You know?
exactly,
You know?
exactly. You'd be surprised.
Right.
I've had some people say they would take the sword from the knights and kill a few of the guards just to kind of prove their worth. I think I'd prefer to be outside the box. Plus, they're held captive, so how are they going to get the sword in the first place?
Right. If you're held captive, you're not going to steal something, right?
Right.
What you need to catch attention. In order to catch an attention, you got to come up. You got to let them know that you're from the future. What happened in the future. And explain stuff like that. Or again, and another thing is draw it. Tell them about especially technology. Stuff like that. To be honest, guys, it was nice meeting you tonight. I'm looking for someone to battle, and
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
nice talking to you, dude. And
You too.
we'll talk
Happy
to you.
holidays. You have a good night.
Holidays. I'm gonna follow you definitely. Follow back.
I followed you back. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, so I run a podcast and I come on here and I ask people a scenario based question and I take their answers and I make a full episode out of it. Are you interested?
Okay, sure.
So if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Well, like damn. But I was just Captain 100. I don't know. I just try to find. I just like find any way to survive. During that time, like I think that's during. I'm not really sure, but I do anything you want me to do just to survive.
Right. So my answer, like for me, like my only ability that I'm really good at is I'm pretty good at drawing. I would draw like more modern technology, like more modern buildings and skyscrapers, stuff they haven't seen before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably be teaching how like probably how to use a cell phone, but they ain't no electricity with around that time. I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe how to use that. Maybe how to use a cell phone, or maybe how to use a watch.
Now, you could invent the cell phone if you wanted to.
Yeah, cell phone or watch.
I think a watch would probably be closer to that time zone. So
So you can tell what time and calendar.
okay, I like
How
it.
to fit and stuff
All
like
right.
that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a follow because I appreciate you giving me an answer. I'm turning all this stuff into a full podcast episode, so it'll be on here soon.
Yeah, and I would get else to do and what's the calendar and what I think my son knows him on the calendar and different types of medicine for not for you won't get sick stuff like
Yeah.
that like stuff like hygiene stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think
medicine and time.
I think that the medicine would be harder because I don't know what all goes in the medicine.
Yeah, yeah. But like pretty much if I be the calendar and the time.
I think the calendar and the time would be great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Happy holidays. I appreciate you giving me an answer. I'm gonna keep going and grab more people. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Coño, tú eres vikingo. Tú eres ese vikingo. ¿Tú eres vikingo, ah?
I have no idea what you're saying.
No, vikingo, vikingo, vikingo.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo, what up?
Hey, so I run a podcast network called JG's Lounge. I come on here and I ask people a scenario-based question, and if they give me an answer, they go on my podcast. Are you interested?
Shit. Start the match.
I started it. Are you interested in answering the question?
Sure.
All right. If you wake up in the 1600s in front of a king and you're held captive, what would you do to impress him?
What would I do to impress him?
Yeah, what would you do to impress the king?
It depends what the king is into.
How would you know? You wouldn't know. I don't know. If you woke up and you're in that situation, so you would have the knowledge of today
Yeah.
back then.
I think what I would do is I would convince the king that I know a mountain or a mine that's full of gold.
Okay, that's different. That's actually a first for tonight. I've had like 6 or 7 answers, and that's a first.
Because
How would you go about it?
because historically we've always valued gold, right? So if I were to meet a king in the 1600s, then I think he would want gold.
Now, see, I like that answer. I think my biggest issue is I'm not good at lying, so you would have to continue the lie.
Yeah, so I would just think about like a mountain that's nearby, and then just convince him that there is a cave under a big boulder and that contained a bunch of gold.
Okay, all right, that's different. I like that answer. I'm gonna give you a follow. I like that answer. Thank you. I don't know that I could do that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. My answer was that I would draw I would say, hey, I can draw you stuff. I'm from the future, and I would draw like skyscrapers and like modern
shit.
Stuff like
But
that.
does the king know that you're from the past?
You mean from the
From
future?
the future, yeah.
I think that he would believe me if I drew the things that I drew. It wouldn't be hard to draw something like a cell phone and like people in hoodies and jeans and like
That's pretty
skyscrapers.
smart, not gonna lie. Like that's
Yeah, that's and you wouldn't even have to be that artistic to be able to draw that stuff to impress the king. At least I don't think so.
I mean, if the king were to give you like a pencil and a paper, then
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely have to. Yeah, honestly, me being a ginger, I'd probably get beheaded within a few seconds.
you could just do a cool dance move that you learned from TikTok.
Oh, I don't know any good dances, man. I listen to death metal because you don't have to dance; you just jump up and down.
Exactly. Just show him your rock moves. He'll be like, "Dang, these moves are out of the world."
How old are you?
28.
Okay, you probably don't remember. There used to be a band called Stomp. Are you familiar with them?
Nah. Is it like hard rock?
They would create music out of like just random shit, like trash can lids and brooms and basketballs, and they would make whole songs out of it.
That's
I could maybe do something like that.
That's lit.
Yeah,
However,
that'd be
if you're too good at that, then he's gonna make that your permanent position.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to do that though.
Yeah. You see, I just tell him I know a cave full of gold and then disappear.
Yeah, I guess if you were to lead them to the gold, you could find a way to like get out and run away. Maybe, possibly.
That'd be cool. Hey, what's your podcast about though?
So I have 16 different podcasts. This one in particular is called TikToking on JG's Lounge.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, on Facebook, and everything, I got JG's Lounge is the name of the network. I've got 4 different admins. I've got my main podcast is a comedy one called Stardom. And I have random people on. I interview artists, celebrities, actors, musicians, you name it.
What do you think about like AI and stuff? Do you podcast about that?
I've done a few podcast episodes about it, and I love the creativity behind it, but I also think that there's the human nature doesn't exist in AI. So like the emotion and all that stuff is non-existent whenever you like hear the content. I love like the it'll like generate like descriptions and titles and even maybe some scripts for films that you could use and then kind of tweak it to your own ability. But I'm kind of hit and miss on it, man. Like for music and stuff, I don't think it's fair to the artist. And if people want to utilize it, I don't think that they should get awards for it because it's not their own.
Yeah. Well,
What do you
right
think?
now it's not. You know, if you create AI, right, generative AI,
Yeah.
it's really not copyright protected.
Right.
It's actually a gray area. So
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I think if people can tweak it to their own abilities, then it's useful. But I think if people are just taking it and using its own information,
I don't think it's necessarily a threat because, like, for example, when animation came out,
right?
that didn't really take away from like the film industry, right? Because it's a different lane. You get me? As far as like
But what do you?
actual, like theatrical like acting, you get me?
But if you had, let's say you had two rap artists, and one of them created their music and everything all on their own, and then you had one that used AI, and both of their content was good. Would you award the one who used AI or the one who did it naturally?
So you're saying like if there is an artist that like an AI artist, for example, right?
Right.
Like it's a human being, but they utilize AI, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think I would value both of them the same way if they're able to gather a community. One thing is the sound of a music, like it sounds good, so you want to like continue to play it. But then there's also the community aspect of a song. Like some songs sound stupid, but since there's like a community and a vibe, a theme, overall theme, then it still is like can be a hit. You know what I mean?
I and see that's the thing is like I can appreciate it being a hit. Let's say it makes top 10 Billboard or whatever. That's fine. I don't think that anybody that utilizes AI, I think they should give up the rights to be able to like get an award on that content because it's not completely organic. It's not their stuff. Not that it makes it worse. I just think it takes away from the people who did it all organically.
Right. Because like I don't know, because it really comes down to large language models.
Right.
You know, that's where
it's hard. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer to it.
Publicly, it hasn't really been disclosed whether like our huge like artists have been using it. I know Sony tried to sign an AI artist, but then they retraced.
Well, and I use AI for like artwork and stuff like that, and then I'll kind of tweak it to how I want it for like podcasts and stuff like that.
You use Midjourney?
Huh?
Use Midjourney?
What? No, I've used Meta, and I use Snapchat's got their own AI now. Sometimes I'll ask it questions, kind of come up with ideas.
Yeah, but that's more like script based. Do you use like image AI, like image creation?
Meta, like through Messenger, like Facebook, Meta does good. Like if I say, "Hey, I'm looking for this kind of image," sometimes they'll give me something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the image I have.
Check out Midjourney.
Is that a app program?
It's called Midjourney, MID Journey. It's one of the top. It's like one of the top image generation. So the thing with AI is like if you're in marketing, or if you wanna, do branding, like some stuff. For example, if you wanna do a seasonal Christmas flyer, right?
Right.
You tap into like the Christmas spirit through marketing, then like you would use AI, right? Because it's like you're not gonna like reuse it throughout the entire year. So, like, cause we live in a fast-paced world. As far as
I think AI is eventually gonna take over a lot of stuff, man.
I know it is deep, bro. But like,
it's deep.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
That would be a good one for a future one of these, man. I appreciate the question, but I am gonna keep going. I appreciate you. I do.
What's your name?
I'll break this. My name's Dylan. I go by Jukebox Ginger, hence JG's Lounge.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So check me out. Give me a follow.
Yeah, let's connect, dude. Because I actually want to. I want to start podcasting. I know like a lot of knowledge regarding like a lot of things. But regarding AI, like I am super deep in that. So if you ever,
Are you on Facebook?
I'm on Instagram, but not really.
Okay, look me up. My name's Jukebox Ginger. I'm easy to find.
Yeah, I give you a follow.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. I help people. Like I said, I have like 16 podcasts. 4 of them are mine. I have admins, and we have a bunch of other shows. So
Are
I'd be
you
happy to help.
are you like on Spotify or iTunes, or mainly here? Like,
Yeah, dude. All my podcasts are on Spotify, Apple, everything.
let's connect. Like even if we could do organized themes. But I'll check out your profile, and then you can check out mine. In the meantime.
Yeah, I will. All right,
Happy
man.
holidays, bro. Peace.
Thank you.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Good.
I have a friend.
Hey, so I run a podcast network called JG's Lounge, and I ask people a scenario-based question, and if they give me an answer, I put them on my podcast. Are you interested?
Sure. Kendall, we're going on a podcast.
Hey, so if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Okay, if I was to wake up in the 1600s and I was held captive in front of a king, what would I do to impress him?
Blow bubbles?
No, Kendall, that's stupid. She said blow bubbles.
That was pretty stupid, I'm going to be honest.
That's dumb, Kendall. What are you thinking?
And you, Deb? What
Hold
were
on.
you thinking, Deb?
I don't know. What even is the 1600s? Like medieval, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's getting close. But, I mean, so if you had the knowledge of today and you woke up back then, what would you do to impress the king?
Oh.
Take a bath.
Take a bath?
Kendall, you're nasty.
They like didn't shower back
Oh
then.
yeah, they didn't even have baths. Okay.
That was,
So
like,
okay, so that's
demonic
yours.
play.
That's yours. That's yours. That's yours. I would. Ooh. I would record a video on my phone. I was like, in front
Okay,
of.
so the phone wouldn't exist. Like, you would have the knowledge of today, but the phone would not exist back then.
Oh, okay, never
Exactly.
mind. Hold on, wait. So you have to do something.
So her answer of taking a bath is more realistic than your phone.
But how is she gonna take a bath without? Oh, you can get a tub.
Exactly. Show them how to
Ooh.
bathe.
Oh, you'd be so rich.
Invent the bathtub.
She's ahead of her time. She's ahead of her time. She knows.
So for me, my answer was that I'm pretty artistic, so I would probably draw like skyscrapers and like modern day buildings. And,
Oh, you could put them on. You could be like the creator of.
see what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That's a good
sir.
answer.
All right, so I'm still waiting on your answer though.
You did.
Me? Oh, I
Yeah,
still
you-
have to choose. Let's see. I probably make some like nice running shoes or something, like some new kind of shoes. You know what I mean? Wait, but
Yeah.
you can laugh. That'd just be like. We're not even thinking about the question no more. Let's see.
It said impressive.
Oh, impressive.
You have to impress them.
Oh yeah, boy, I'll be making him some new
You'll
shoes.
be showing him your drip.
No, I'd be making him drip. I'd be the king's dresser.
Oh.
There you go. I like it. That's good. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate both your answers. I'm going to give you a follow for answering the question.
Ooh, thank
And
you.
I will be putting you on my podcast. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good.
Hey, yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to both of you.
Oh, it's almost.
How's it going?
Hey, what the fuck is that, man? Oh, it's a picture.
It's a picture. So, hey, I run a podcast network. I come on here, I go live, and I talk to people.
Pero.
I have a question if you're interested in answering it.
Okay.
So if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
For pressing?
Impress the king.
Oh. Nothing, bro. I'm the fucking shit. I gotta be a king too.
You could be the king?
Yeah.
How's it going, Clay?
What up, man?
I've heard a lot about you, man.
Well, thank you. I love seeing your funny content.
Good. That's the whole point of what I do, man.
Makes me laugh.
Good. Hey, so I've been doing this new thing on TikTok. Well, first off, why don't you tell everybody what you do, man? I mean, you got some pretty impressive clothing.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Well, it just started with me like wanting to make it the ultimate like adventure jacket, you know, festivals, airports, camping. And I wore it for a couple years, made like 25 revisions, and I birthed the Hooder. And then I launched it as the Cyber Cloak through Electro Threads for the first time. And it just hit the EDC, you know, Burning Man scene pretty hard. And then my sister went through cancer. And so I took a year off and kind of walked away from everything. And praise God, she's in remission now. And now I'm ready to like launch the Hooder again and just share it with the world. So it's kind of a fun time for me.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. And they're not like a normal hoodie either. Like it's a totally different like look.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mashed it up. It was like kind of a combo of my two favorite colleges and two favorite jackets in college. I played college basketball, so as a hooper, and we would get these trench coats, but I love pea coats too, like the fitted tailored look. So I mashed them together and threw on an oversized hood. And that's the Hooder. It has all these pockets on the inside. It's kind of fun, man. It's just
I'm gonna get me one after I get done with the holidays and buying all my kids whatever the hell they want. You know, I need to get me one.
well, make sure you like use a really good code, Hooder Homie. Hooder Homie, all capitalized. That's like the best discount I get. So please do it.
Heck yeah, of course I will. I definitely will. Like I said, I talk to Bro Fiki like 3 or 4 days a week. So.
Really?
Yeah, we talk all the time.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, he's one of my best friends for sure.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
he's actually hanging right now.
Wonderful. Hey, so I'm recording for a podcast episode, and I'm asking people a scenario-based question. Are you interested in answering it?
Yeah, tell me the scenario.
Okay. So, if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Show him my iPhone.
Well, I feel like the iPhone. Okay, so let's be realistic. Well, first off, this whole scenario is not really realistic. So if you had the knowledge of today, in the 1600s, but let's say you didn't have the phone or anything with you, what would you do?
Wow, I've never been asked a question like this. That's so interesting. The 1600s. Yeah. There's so much you could give them, you know?
Yeah.
And there's also so much you shouldn't give them.
Do you want to know what my answer is?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm pretty artistic as far as drawing goes. So I've been telling people like I would draw like skyscrapers and like modern day buildings, things that they've never seen before. I feel like that'd be enough to kind of get the king captivated to keep me from being beheaded or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely show him something impressive, you know, like the things that we've created as humans, you know, just like Las Vegas in and of itself is a place that I feel like nothing here survives. It's the middle of the desert. There's no water, but this is like what people create with time and money.
Right.
It's some of the coolest stuff in the world. Like, have you been to the Sphere? Like, it's amazing, and it's all powered by solar. So it's like it's amazing. There's stuff really like that. You know, I agree with you. That's probably what I would do too.
If you had the opportunity to show him basketball or invent basketball, would you?
Dude, I would totally hoop with the king. And I'd probably like, you know, like give it to him, but you know, I would show him a few moves.
You definitely show the king up. He'd have no idea what he was doing. All right, hey Clay, it's nice to finally meet you, man. Kind of, but let's get you on a full episode here soon. I'd love to talk.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite. I'm learning TikTok. I'm only 7 days in, so when I'm flipping and moving, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. So I appreciate it.
No, it's fine. I don't really know what I'm doing either. I just enjoy doing it. All right. Hey, happy holidays to you. We'll be in touch.
All right, man. Good talking to you.
Have a good evening.
Later.
Yo.
How you doing?
My chat asked, are you from Duck Dynasty?
No, not at all.
No, he's not. He's not.
Hey, so I run a podcast network called JG's Lounge. And I come up here and I ask people a scenario-based question. And if they give me an answer, I put them on my podcast. Are you interested?
Yeah, I'm interested, yeah.
All right. So if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
If I was in held hold on, can you ask that again? I'm sorry.
If you were held captive in front of a king in the 1600s, what would you do to impress him?
First,
what's up, Tibbs?
Yeah. So first, I'm gonna go up to him, throw that motherfucker on him. Now I'm putting the switch out. Fuck that nigga up. Fuck. Fuck that nigga up.
So even if you were like handcuffed or like your hands were tied up, you'd still do that?
Like this?
Yeah.
Then I got a 60-inch whip.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I run a podcast network. I come on here and I ask people random scenario questions, and if they answer, they go on my podcast. Are you interested?
No problem. I mean, I probably don't know nothing much that you probably gonna ask.
It's a scenario, so it's really not a right or wrong answer. So, if you were to wake up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Rap? No, just.
I mean, that would work. It's the 1600s, so I doubt they'd even know what that is.
Hey, blood, they think I'm a witch.
Oh man, if I rapped, I'd be beheaded in like 5 seconds.
Man, I understand. So, you said your podcast, or what? You connect your podcast to TikTok, or?
So when you do a TikTok live, it records it automatically, and then I just download it and I overlay and like adjust cameras and then make it like a full episode.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. It's called TikToking on JG's Lounge. So anybody who answers the question, I give them a follow and I put them on the podcast. So
I'm gonna follow regardless. I'm about to say, how long you been on? Just to, I mean,
I've been on.
anybody to answer you?
I've had about 7 answers so far that were like good enough to be on the podcast. So
I do a few more. I answer. I mean, I'm gonna answer with my honest opinion this time.
yeah, I need a better answer from you besides rap, man.
Okay, yeah. If I woke up,
if you had, so let me break it down a little bit more. So you have today's knowledge, and you wake up held captive in the 1600s in front of a king. What would you do? It could be anything. I mean, it's whatever you want.
I know it makes that would make it more interesting because you don't want to have just anything. You working up in 1600 in front of the king. You gotta impress the king. So if you don't impress him, you probably get beheaded. So it's like, that's a good question.
Do you want to know what my answer has been for everybody?
Yeah. Let me hear that answer. Then maybe I'll think about that.
I'm a very artistic person. I'm mediocre at least. I would probably draw like skyscrapers and like modern day buildings and stuff like that because it wouldn't be too difficult to draw. But he would have no idea what it was.
I mean, if I do wake up, that do make a lot of sense because drawing, they'd be like, I mean, they shouldn't have drawn, but I would probably actually come up and give them certain recipes.
Yeah.
That maybe, who don't eat.
Cooking, I like that. Actually, that's a good idea. That's not bad at all.
I mean, every meal is to the way it's to someone's stomach, so that's to somebody's heart. So
especially if you're talking about a king, that dude eats like a king, man. You got
it. There we go. Look, and then what will really impress them is tell them that I'm worthy enough to eat the crumbs that fall from the king's table. So at the end of the day,
oh man, you're just like smooching them is what you're doing.
I mean, that's it also got to kiss his feet. Pause, but it's just like what I mean. It's just like joke. Okay, this is the king. You don't know anything about the 1600. You got your today's knowledge, so you come to him. You got to at least bow down first of all. You don't know who you are, and then also just cooking is one way because you got to get some way to have them like, okay, what this guy do know how to do or don't know how to do. I mean, musician is one thing. Magic.
I had one guy said that he would sing some Luke Combs like country songs, and so he would say he was Luke Combs. So I was asking, So you would take the identity of a celebrity musician. All right, cool.
Right. Hey, I always say that too. If I ever go back in time and actually could redo it, I might become a musician and take a couple people ideas, but just rewrite history, I should say. Oh
Right.
wait, if I did come back, I would come back. Hopefully, if you could, wake up and just be in the 1600, I would have to have the knowledge to try to create technology that beyond the eye can see.
Yeah. Right.
That
Exactly. You would really have to impress them. But yeah, for me,
yeah, right.
Exactly. Hey, that's a new answer, so I appreciate that. Hey, I
Oh,
give you a
definitely.
follow. Keep an eye out. What I do is I'll split the episode up into like 2 parts because you can only do 30 minutes at a time. And then
Understand.
I post it on here. I post it on YouTube. I post it on Facebook. You can follow me on JG's Lounge.
I will be watching. I got my YouTube, Fresh Flow Films on YouTube, so I'm actually following you now. I got a
Right
chance.
on, man. I appreciate you. Hey, happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. God bless, brother man.
What's up?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good. Hey, so I run a podcast channel called JG's Lounge, and I come on here and I ask people a scenario-based question, and if they give me an answer, I put them on my podcast. Are you interested?
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
All right. My name's Dylan. I go by Jukebox Ginger. My podcast channel is called JG's Lounge. My question tonight is, if you were to wake up in the 1600s, held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
I would say, how much tequila do you have, and I can drink it all.
I don't even know. How old is tequila? I don't even know if it goes that far back, man.
I know. Well, no, hell no. It goes further back than that.
How far? I don't know. I don't know how far back tequila goes.
Tequila is from Mexico. In Mexico, you have the Mayans and the Aztec, and
Now,
that's
did
where
they-
it comes
did
from.
they- Really? They made tequila back then?
I guess they made peyote.
Actually, you probably could invent or at least introduce him to the tequila, and you'd probably be impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Alcohol.
So what was the question again? Let me redo it.
Okay, if you were to wake up in the 1600s, held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Oh yeah, man. The Spanish didn't conquer Mexico till the 1500s.
Okay. And you said
Here you go. Here you go.
Cheers. I'm actually drinking some whiskey myself, so.
Well, that's tequila straight from Mexico. I brought it from Mexico itself.
Okay.
It's not from United States. That's from Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do tequila, man. It gets me all weird.
Well, the thing is, you gotta get the one from Mexico.
So I've had Milagro. I like Milagro. That's a pretty good tequila, but I typically just stick with clear rum or whiskey.
Well, check it out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So the tequila from here, you're in the United States?
Yeah, I'm in Kansas.
I'm in Texas.
All right. Nice to meet you, man. I'm Dylan.
I'm Joe.
I'm going to give you a follow because you answered my question, kind of.
So the tequila here is 40%.
Okay.
So most of the tequila from Mexico, like this one, is 35%. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
But, well, where's the 35%? It's right there on the left side.
Down the bottom there? Yeah.
It's 35%.
Okay.
That's why everybody says tequila from Mexico is smoother. That's why, because it's 35%.
Okay.
All the shit you buy here is 40.
That's because it's America. All I want to do is get you drunk, man.
Well, I don't know why,
It's not so
but
much about the quality.
that's what I would tell the king. I'd be like, hey, well.
So my answer has been that I'm decently artistic, so I would probably draw like skyscrapers and like modern day buildings, stuff that can impress them, stuff he hadn't seen before.
Oh, okay.
The last guy said that he would show him recipes or
Whoa.
cook.
I can play music.
Okay. I think music would be good. I think that a lot, but especially back then, a lot of them loved music, loved food, and art. So I think that those things are good. Somebody said that they would lie and say that they knew where some gold was. I don't know how far that gets you, but okay.
Hey, where'd you say you were again? What state?
I'm in Kansas City.
Kansas City. God dang. I don't like Patrick Mahomes.
You know, I'm not really much of a sports fan, but
Yeah, they just beat the Texans because they cheated.
how's it going?
Whoa!
Yeah.
What up?
What's
Not
up?
much. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, you want to answer my question?
What?
I run a
question.
podcast, so I ask people questions. Are you interested?
I don't know.
What? What do you say?
Answer the
Okay.
question.
Okay. If you woke up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Smile. No idea.
Oh, that's a great answer.
What's up?
How are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
Good. Hey, my name's Jukebox Ginger.
Okay, Jukebox.
I host a podcast network called JG's Lounge, and I come on here and I ask people a scenario and get their answer. And if you answer it, you go on my podcast. Are you interested?
Sure, why not?
All right. So you wake up in the 1600s and you're held captive in front of a king. What would you do to impress him?
I would dance.
Are you good at dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not. So you got.
I would dance.
I would be beheaded within a few minutes for sure.
Oh no, yeah, I'm a pretty good dancer.
So what would you dance to? Because we're talking about the 1600s here.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got a band close by, so I would tell him to play something, like, give me something to play, and kind of just vibe off of that.
Okay. What kind of dance? What dance style do you typically like do since you're a dancer?
As I'm listening to music right now, I think I would give it like a combination of like some like jazz with some like. I'm thinking of the times and like what people do, what I usually hear during the time. It's like folk, so
Yes.
you know, it'd be a little.
You would definitely have. So you would have the knowledge of like today, back then.
Oh, okay. So I would give it some like folk with some like belly dancing, you know,
Yeah.
but make it like comical too, you know.
I think comedy is big, especially from a king's aspect, because they're all about the theater. Like if they're gonna want to be impressed, they're gonna want theater. So I
Yeah.
like that. That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Hey, happy holidays. I'm just kind of cruising through TikTok lives and just connecting with people. And anybody who answered me comes on my lives or on my podcast. So thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. When do you usually host your podcast?
So I have my channel is called JG's Lounge. We have 16 podcasts altogether. This
Okay.
is just mini. So I'll take this, and within the next 2 days, I'll have it posted on here, on YouTube, on Facebook. So it's all over the place, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I appreciate your answer. Thank you. Happy
No
holidays.
problem.
Real talk, real talk.
How's it going?
Good, bro.
How are you?
What it do?
Hey, so I run a podcast channel called JG's Lounge. I come on here and I ask scenario-based questions.
Ask me
And if
some
you give
questions. Get it, bro.
All right. So if you woke up in the 1600s and you were held captive in front of a king, what would you do to impress him?
Impressive?
To impress the king.
I'll sing to him, bro.
What are you singing?
I'll sing anything, bro, that comes to mind, bro.
Okay. What do you think would impress him though? Like, what do you think? Okay, so we're talking about the.
I don't think singing would. I mean, it's kind of hard. I don't know. A king?
Yeah, a king in the 1600s. So you would have the knowledge of.
He gonna want me
today.
to do some labor work, I think, bro. To really impress him.
See, so for me, like my answer has been, I would draw like city skyscrapers, and because I like to draw, so I would draw like modern day like buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, damn, Blaze got kicked out too. Blaze is a pussy, bro.
My fault. I'm talking to somebody in the chat.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, he pussy, bro. Ain't worried about him. Yo, my fault for the language.
No, you're good. You're good, man. You're good.
My fault for the language, bro. I just had to say it.
You're not hurting my feelings any, man.
Yeah, yo, my fault. But yeah, that's what's up, bro.
Hmm? So what would you sing? You still haven't said what you'd sing.
What, like sing some?
Oh well, I don't know. What would you? You said that you would sing to the king. What would you do? What would you sing?
Oh, I don't care if you like me, yeah, 'cause I'm doing me. I don't know, some shit like that, bro. You know what I mean? Some light shit, some light shit. He'll be like, damn, I like that, bro. Come sing to
Somebody
me
said
some
they would take the name of a country singer and they would just sing their songs. I was like, okay.
Oh, some country shit? Nah, man, I'm sorry, bro. Nah, man, I don't know no country music, man.
If I sang, I would get beheaded within a few seconds, man.
Why, bro? What the hell?
I can't sing. And I'm a ginger, so I've already got a few things against me right there.
Nah, hell no. Peggy. Who the hell Peggy?
I have no idea.
I don't know, yo. Yo, Emma, good looking though, man. I don't know, man.
Hey, I appreciate you giving me an answer, and I appreciate you giving me some content.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, he's back.
I'm back. How you doing?
Good, but there's a disrespectful person in the car, so I'm gonna have to leave. I'm sorry.
Have a good night.